In March's update, we had just witnessed the aftermath of the battle between Lauriam and Maleficent. One of the time travel pods had been damaged, another is missing, and Lauriam lies motionless on the floor. And as he lays there, he dreams of a fonder time. It is a sunny day before the Keyblade War, and a relaxed Lauriam is dozing peacefully among a field of flowers that overlooks Daybreak Town. The talented young wielder hasn't a care in the world, having already completed his whole day's worth of work collecting Lux in the morning, but is roused by the sound of someone calling his name. His loving younger sister Strelitzia joins him, knowing that she would find him here, teasing him for slacking off instead of working, but is surprised to hear that Lauriam has already finished his tasks so early. She seems a little frustrated that her older brother is so adept at fighting the Heartless, when it is honestly quite difficult for her. But Lauriam tries to cheer her up by pointing out how gifted Strelitzia is at magic, better so than himself. He tries to offer her advice. If she calmed down and put her mind to it, she could be done early as well. Strelitzia wonders why they can't just collect Lux together as a team, but Lauriam is steadfast in his resolve that hunting Heartless on her own is a good thing. It will make Strelitzia grow stronger, strong enough that she can be the one to protect her older brother, strong enough even to pick him up and fly away. Strelitzia teases that that's impossible, and Lauriam changes the subject, asking her if she's given any thought to joining the Dandelions. I believe at this point Ava has approached both Lauriam and Strelitzia and asked if they would like to join the Dandelions, and Lauriam may well have already been asked to become a leader. Strelitzia is still undecided, mostly because she'd be lonely without her friends, but also because there is someone else that she wants to try talking to soon, and that person isn't a Dandelion yet. Lauriam gives a devilish smile. Oh? And despite Strelitzia's protests, repeats his advice from earlier. To talk to that person, she should remain calm, gather her courage, and put her mind to it, playfully laughing at his little sister's embarrassment. He says that Strelitzia brightens the world around her, such an important attribute that he wishes was apparent in more people. If she just believes in herself, everything will go just fine. Strelitzia isn't so sure about his compliments, but Lauriam reassures her. She can always pick up, dust herself off, and carry on. Strelitzia chirps up that they could go together, but Lauriam immediately quashes the idea. But he wants her to know that if anything ever happened to his little sister, he'd be there immediately. Strelitzia has decided. She will get stronger, strong enough to carry him and fly away, just like Lauriam wanted. And the two siblings laugh as a gust of wind carries some petals off into the sky. But when the camera pans down, Lauriam sees that he is alone. Lauriam calls out for his sister, distressed by her sudden absence. Appearing in front of him, a voice calls his name. Lauriam is temporarily relieved, but then gravely concerned by the appearance of the figure standing before him, adorned in a pure white, full-body hooded gown. Strelitzia? Lauriam. I. And the being ascends into the sky, causing everything to turn white as Lauriam awakens on the floor where he had fallen in battle against Maleficent, and calls out Strelitzia's name. He remembers where he is and what had happened, looking back at the missing pod and realizing that Maleficent must have gotten away. In tremendous pain, Lauriam limps to the door. Resting himself upon the archway, he simply says, Strelitzia, I. Let me explain what I think happened in this update. Like I mentioned earlier, I believe that upon losing the battle with Maleficent in darkness, Lauriam began to dream while unconscious. He recalls an event that really did happen. He and his little sister Strelitzia had a nice talk on a flowery meadow overlooking Daybreak Town, where Strelitzia revealed that she was interested in talking to our character, but hadn't worked up the courage yet. So this is clearly before Ava approached her to become a union leader, and likely before Ava began training the Dandelions at all. Lauriam mentioned to Elrena in a prior update that he had managed to convince Strelitzia to join the Dandelions, and it seems like this is the conversation that solidified her decision. But I believe the moment that the wind blows is the moment at which Lauriam's dream differs from reality. Strelitzia is now gone, and in her place stands a white-clad figure with unmistakable orange hair flowing down. Either Lauriam is having a nightmare, haunted by his sister's disappearance, or somehow the dead Strelitzia has made contact with her brother's unconscious mind. I am inclined to believe the latter option. The Kingdom Hearts series is nothing if not adept at leaving breadcrumbs for itself to pick up in future installments. From the true reason behind Roxas's appearance, the reveal of Ansem's guardian's true identity, Issa and Lee's secret ambitions in the Radiant Garden Castle, and most recently the machine from Kingdom Hearts 1 being tied to Union Cross, just to name a few, it seems we can potentially add another plot point to this list. Strelitzia's appearance in the white coat is unmistakably similar to that being that aids Marluxia in his final fight against Sora in Chain of Memories and its remake, Ari Chain of Memories. It is a female form, and that same white, long-armed, hooded cloak. And the most troubling part is that it helps Marluxia in his fight against Sora. It's strong enough to fight for and protect him, even powerful enough to lift him up and fly away. It's a heartbreaking fan theory that has been around since Strelitzia's introduction, but today's update near confirms to me that Marluxia's guardian, if you will, is some form of Strelitzia. It is worth noting that the guardian is covered completely in nobody emblems, signifying that it may well be a nobody itself. I believe that it was darkness possessing Ven and striking her down with Ven's missing ache keyblade that led to Strelitzia's death. However, as someone whose life was cut short by an unnatural end, is it possible that her body remained behind after her heart left and became a nobody? Her last moments were spent thinking about our character, wishing that she had had the courage to speak to us. That sounds like she exerted tremendous will in her final moments, perhaps enough for her body to be reborn somewhere else as a nobody. But it seems like a Heartless wasn't created. We clearly saw her heart floating up into the sky, not being consumed by darkness and becoming a Heartless. If Strelitzia truly did become a nobody, how will she possibly be brought back without a Heartless to slay, without literally retrieving her heart from Kingdom Hearts itself? She could also be a special case nobody like Naminé, born without the true creation of a Heartless and thus granted special abilities. She doesn't have to be a nobody though. Perhaps this is even a new type of enemy that we have yet to see in the Kingdom Hearts series. Perhaps this is a Strelitzia from an alternate timeline where she received the Book of Prophecies as fates intended. Perhaps Strelitzia travelled backwards in time at the very moment she was struck to this moment, Maleficent style. We really don't know yet. It's very curious to me that she had been able to reach Lauriam through his unconscious, dreamlike state, the way that Ephema was able to reach our character when we dreamed. Does Lauriam see her every time he dreams? Or is this the first time? Is Lauriam the first person Strelitzia has been able to contact? Or has she continued doing what she always did, watching our character from afar? I find it so curious that the figure in white wears a hood obscuring her face, when if we look at the face of the Guardian we can see black tears running down from its eyes. Perhaps this chilling visage will be revealed to us in future updates. But yeah, unfortunately that is it for this update, though there are so many things from it still to talk about, and I cannot wait to see what you guys come up with. People are already discussing the possibility of the white coats existing to protect you from light, the way that black coats protect a wearer from darkness, which I think is a really cool idea. And I think Project Astarte tweet out the phrase Organization 7, which I assume was them throwing around the idea that Strelitzia in her white robe is one of the 7 people intended to clash with the 13 Vessels of Darkness and forge the Keyblade. Cool ideas. It's something we'll have plenty of time to talk about in the next few months, because unfortunately there will be no new important Union Cross updates outside of Disney Adventures until July, I'm afraid. But Dark Road is hopefully still due to release by June to give us more lore to sink our teeth into during the long wait. As always guys, I really appreciate the support. Thank you so much to all the translators, especially Cherim, whose Twitter account I will be linking below as always. They do such a tremendous job. All the best guys, I'll see you for Dark Road news really soon. If you want to see more of me, I'm always streaming on Twitch at the link down in the description below, and I'll have new videos with some other content creators on Kingdom Hearts content very soon. Thanks again, bye bye!